Let me guess. When it comes to AI, it feels like everyone else is already ahead. Like they're already inside the room building crazy stuff, and you're still outside thinking, yeah, I'm not there yet. Maybe when I'm better at coding, maybe when I understand machine learning. And honestly, I get it because I've been coding professionally since 2012, and even I looked at AI for a while thinking maybe I missed a train here. Lovely feeling, very peaceful. But then at work, I actually had to build something with AI. Not a huge AI startup or the next ChatGPT, just a real feature inside a real application. And that completely changed how I look at it. Because I realized something really simple. Most of the time, you don't need to build AI from scratch. You need to learn how to use AI inside normal applications. And that is a very different thing. So in this video, I'll show you the simple mental model that made AI finally click for me, the real AI feature that I built, and how you can start adding AI to your applications without becoming an AI expert first. And this video actually came from you guys. A lot of you have been asking how developers can start using AI in real applications. And one subscriber in particular, Maranatha, I hope I'm saying that correctly, kept bringing up a really good version of that question. How can developers integrate AI models into their applications? And honestly, I think that's exactly the right question. Because for most developers, the first step is not training models from scratch, it's learning how to actually use AI inside software you already know how to build. AI is another service your application talks to. And that's the big shift. AI is not always this mysterious thing you need to create from scratch. Sometimes AI is just another service your application talks to, just like an API. And even if you've never used an API before, don't worry. The idea here is simple. Your app sends some information somewhere else. Something comes back and your app uses that answer. Think of it like this. When you add payments to an app, you don't build your own bank. You use Stripe or PayPal or something else. When you add maps, you don't launch your own satellite, hopefully. You use a Maps API. AI can work in a very similar way. And that's why I think developers are actually in a very interesting position right now. Because AI features still need normal software around them. You still need a front end, you still need a back end, you still need data, you still need rules so that AI doesn't improvise nonsense. You still need, all the boring stuff. And boring stuff, my friend, is where software actually lives. The chatbot I built at work. Now, let me give you a real example. At work, I built a chatbot for a telephone billing service. Users could ask questions about billing, charges, and account information. So imagine somewhere looking at their bill and thinking, what am I even paying for here? And why is it so expensive? The chatbot could help explain the bill in plain English. Something like, this part is your monthly plan. This part is extra usage. This part is one-time adjustment. Simple and useful. But here's the important part. The chatbot could not just say whatever it wanted. It had boundaries. It had to use the right information. It had to stay inside allowed topics. It was not supposed to guess. It could not invent charges. And it definitely could not suddenly become a life coach because the user asked a random question. That was the real lesson for me. The AI part was powerful, but the system around the AI was the actual product. The app still had to know who the user was, what data they were allowed to see, what information should be sent to AI, what information should not be sent to AI, and what the AI was allowed to answer. That's when it really clicked. The hard part was not just how do I call AI. The real questions were what do I send to it, what rules do I give it, what should it never ever do, and how do I turn the response into something useful for the user? That is full stack thinking. That is not coding being dead. That is software engineering with a new tool inside it. And this is a good moment to quickly thank today's sponsor, Scrimba. See, if you want to build AI-powered apps, you can't skip the foundations. You still need to understand how a normal app works, what happens when a user clicks a button, why the backend handles sensitive stuff, and how a response becomes something useful on the screen. That's exactly why I'm comfortable recommending Scrimba. They have a full-stack developer path for building those foundations, and they also have an AI engineer path if you want to understand how generative AI fits into real applications. They also have front-end, back-end, cybersecurity, and Python courses if you want to strengthen specific parts first. And what makes Scrimba different is how uniquely interactive it feels. You're not just watching someone code in a video player, you can pause the lesson anytime, jump directly into the code, edit it, break it, fix it, and actually learn by doing. A really cool feature they have is the AI feedback, which means you can get help while you practice instead of just staring at broken code, wondering what went wrong. So if you want a structured place to build these skills, I leave my Scrimba link below. My link gives you an extra 20% off Scrimba Pro, and if you choose the annual plan, it stacks on top for even bigger savings. Plus, that discount stays active for as long as you stay subscribed. So huge thanks to Scrimba for sponsoring this video. Now, here's where most people get this wrong, where AI actually belongs. So here is the mental model. A lot of people ask, how do I add ChatGPT to my application? But honestly, that's not the best first question. The better question is, where is my user stuck? Because useful AI starts with a real problem and not with a shiny chatbot box in the corner. So if you want to add AI to an app, think about 4 things. What is the user's problem? What context does your app already have? What specific job should AI do? And what boundaries should you create? That's it. Problem, context, job, boundaries. If you can answer those 4 questions, you're already thinking like someone who builds useful AI features and not just someone who adds AI because it sounds cool. A portfolio app with AI. Now let's make this practical. Imagine you build a simple portfolio app, nothing crazy. You can add your projects, write a short description, add a GitHub link, and maybe a live demo link. Very, very normal beginner project. Now, imagine one of your projects is a to-do app and your description says, I built a to-do app with React. It can add and delete tasks. That is fine, but let's be honest. That doesn't sound really great, does it? Not because the project is bad, but because it doesn't really explain what you learned. And if you're a beginner, this is actually hard. Sometimes you can build the thing, but you don't know how to explain the thing. So this is exactly where AI can be useful. Not by building the entire project for you or pretending it's bigger than it is, but by helping you explain what you already built. So you can add a simple button saying improve description. Your app sends the project title, description, and the technologies used to AI, but it also sends some rules like make this clearer and more professional, don't invent features, keep it minimal, etc., etc. And now AI can turn I built a to-do app with React into something like a simple React to-do app where users can add, complete, and delete tasks built to practice state management, component structure, and basic user interactions. Much, much better, still simple, but now it actually explains the value of the project. That's a really, really useful AI feature. And by the way, did you notice? We didn't build the next ChatGPT, neither we trained the model. We found one awkward moment inside a normal application and made it easier. That's the starting point. What actually happens technically? Now, technically, what does this look like in a full stack application? Let's keep it simple. The user clicks a button or types something. The frontend then sends that request to your backend. Then backend gathers the right context from your database, and then the backend sends a request to the AI service, and then AI sends a response back. Then backend checks it, formats it, or cleans it up, and then the frontend shows it to the user. That's the basic loop. User asks, frontend sends, backend prepares, AI responds, app displays. And one important thing, you usually don't want to call the AI service directly from the frontend because that can expose your private API keys. Beginner translation, don't put your secret keys in the part of the code users can see. That's exactly how your money disappears very quickly. So your backend protects your keys, adds the right context, set the rules, and sends the result back in a useful way. Where to go next? And if someone asks, how can a full stack developer become an AI engineer? My answer is, start by becoming the developer who can add AI to real applications. Learn how to call AI models, learn how to pass the right context, learn how to protect user data, learn how to handle bad answers. That alone is already really valuable. Later, you can go deeper into things like retrieval, agents, fine-tuning, and model evaluation. But please don't start by trying to learn every AI topic at once. That is how your brain opens 1 million tabs and crashes. Start with one useful AI feature inside one normal application. AI will be wrong sometimes. Now, of course, AI will not be perfect, not even close. And this is where tutorials can be a bit dangerous. They usually show you the happy path. You type the perfect question, AI gives you the perfect answer. Everyone feels smart, the video ends. Real applications are not like that. Real users type weird things, they paste nonsense, they ask unclear questions, and AI can be confidently wrong, which is my least favorite type of wrong, because at least when a normal bug breaks, it usually looks broken. But AI can be wrong while sounding like it knows everything. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. So you need to think about risk. If your to-do app recommends the wrong task, fine. Annoying, but fine. But if your app gives wrong billing, medical, legal, or financial information, that is a different game. Now you need stricter rules, better checks, and better boundaries. AI can also cost money. Maybe tiny per request, but tiny costs become less tiny when users start clicking buttons like crazy. So be smart about this. Set limits, track usage, and don't send everything to AI just because it's convenient. A beginner asks, can I add AI here? A better developer asks, should I add AI here? And what could go wrong? How to start this week. So if you want to try this week, don't build a giant AI application. Don't try to build the next ChatGPT. Please take something boring, and it's totally fine. Try it with a to-do app, a notes app, a habit tracker, or a simple dashboard. And if you don't have anything ready, build something tiny first, or find a simple project on GitHub and borrow that one to practice. Then ask one question. Where does the user get stuck? One app, one AI feature. That's how you start without drowning yourself. Believe me, you will surprise yourself. So here's your tiny challenge for this week. Take one simple application, add one button or one input, send one request to AI, display one useful response. That's it. Don't build a giant system, and please don't overthink it. Just prove to yourself that you can make one small AI feature work. Because once you do that, AI stops feeling like this mysterious thing that only experts can touch. And here's my honest opinion. I don't think every developer needs to become an AI engineer in the deep machine learning sense. But I do think that every developer who builds apps should experiment with AI, because users are starting to expect software to summarize, explain, recommend, and personalize things. And if you know how to build normal applications and add AI features in a useful place, that's a strong combination in today's world. Not because AI will replace your skills, but because AI adds another layer to your skills. So no, I don't think coding is dead, and not even close. But I do think that lazy learning is becoming more and more obvious. If you only know how to copy code without understanding it, AI will not save you. But if you understand how systems work and you learn how to use AI properly, you're in a very, very good position. Because someone still needs to take this powerful, weird, sometimes brilliant, sometimes confidently stupid technology and turn it into something useful for real people. That's the job. So if you remember one thing from this video, remember this. You don't need to build the AI model in order to build an AI-powered app. You just need to understand how AI fits inside a real application. Start with the user problem, add the right app context, give AI one specific job, and build boundaries around it. That's the pattern. So comment below with one app you've built or one app you want to build, and I will try to reply with one AI feature you could add to it. Even if the idea sounds basic, comment it. Basic is good. Basic is where you start something awesome. And if this video helped you see AI in a less scary and more practical way, hit the like button so more developers can see that too. Now watch this video next, because I explain how AI is changing the future of developers and what you should actually focus on. Thanks for watching, you legends. I'm Pete, and I'll see you on the next one.